G'day and welcome back for more Space Engineer Survival. The corridor is basically complete. We've got the loop. I've got most of the blocks in for the decorations. And that means at some point we're going to need to build some sort of little golf carty type vehicle. Just so that we can speed around here with something other than our jetpacks. Which is kind of cool. Or it should be kind of fun. Then in here I have started to hollow out the space for our auditorium. Now, the auditorium was something I had really hoped to do with the DLC desks. However, they're only large grid, which means they won't work for what I had planned. Because they're large grid, if I was going to use them, I'd have to place one, then place a full block, then place another one. And to be honest, that looks ridiculous. That is far too steep a tiering for these things. I wanted to make this more subtle than that. I wanted to use small grid so that I could have maybe 50 centimeters up each row and have a decent sized auditorium full of desks and chairs. However, these aren't going to work, which sucks. I really wish they had been made available for small grid. The bench straight is another option I could use because this is available for small grid, but it's a bit, I don't know, a bit too much like a metro style seat. The sort of thing you'd see on a tram, a passenger vehicle, like a mass transit passenger vehicle. So that's probably out, which kind of leaves us with our passenger seat. That's the only option we've got left. It is going to be the seat I use. Now, in the past when I've used this seat on small grid to make it and to have a desk in front of it, what I've done is pop these little rotors underneath the desk to bring it up right against the chair. But unlike these chairs where I wanted to be able to walk behind them and get to the desk, in most of the lecture theatres I've ever been in, you have to walk across people's legs to get past to a middle seat. So what I was thinking I would do is just keep it relatively simple, given that this is going to be an enormous construction regardless, was going to be basically have the desk flat mounted. And I'll show you what I mean once we get the blocks into position. What I wanted to do with... No, not use my rifle. What I wanted to do with this was position a couple of rotors, not a couple of rotors, a couple of pistons, so that I can have fairly fine control over the arrangement of the blocks here. So we'll start with one like that. Nope, that's not how I want it to rotate. That's how I want it to rotate. And then we'll have this way. Because I can't use the rotor offset to get exactly where I want, this will just make it a little bit easier having a piston in each direction. Use the new Build Vision 2 and share inertia tensor on. Oh, one of the things I really do like about Build Vision 2 is that it has this option, add rotor heads. So handy. Not having to go into the menu to do that is something I am very happy about. Let's set our upper limit to 1 and we'll extend U. So that gives us a little bit of movement in every direction so that we can align this exactly how we want. Wait, did I turn on share inertia tensor? No. Definitely want share inertia tensor on for all of these. Otherwise it will end very badly. And it's all about lining this up as best I can with the ground. What I really want to make sure of is that I don't end up with the situation that I've currently got in this room. So right now, I have to jump to walk up these steps because there's just enough gap that I can't do it. Even sprinting won't help. And I honestly don't think I can get down to the rotor that's in there that's controlling that. So I'm kind of stuck with it for now. I'll have to fiddle with it later. But I want to be able to avoid that here, since my plan for this auditorium is to have 2 sets of stairs, one on either side, walking up here, and then you'll have rows of seats that go across the middle. And same on this side. So what I need is to be able to walk from the large grid straight onto the small grid. So if I start with some half slabs as our stairway, probably don't need to be terribly wide. So I think I can walk up a point 3 square gap. So I start with that. I wonder if I've got enough room on the side for 2 chairs. This is going to be so many armor blocks. Oh man. Alright, can I walk up that? Yes, I can. Then, my thought for the desk was to do this. I pop down some of these as slabs, and then put a slab just on top. It'll make a small desk. That'll hopefully mostly look right, even though it doesn't look perfect, with our chairs set back here. So from down here, that looks okay, I think. And then I can do desks like that on each row, and conveniently, you can still walk across here, even though you kind of jiggle up and down as you walk across each seat. But it is walkable, which is perfect. And it looks like I can fit 2 desks on the side as well, for the people who want to hurt their necks, having to turn as they look at the lecturer. So that's sort of the general plan I was thinking of going for with this. And looking at how many I'm going to get, we'll probably have about 15 people in a row. So I should have maybe 4 rows would be enough. And the next row will be up. Let's pop some blocks in here. Next row should be up another level. Possibly 2. No, probably 1. So if I pop cubes in here, I'm probably going to have to grind some of these down to get into weld stuff, but just to demonstrate what I'm planning. And the same idea here with the desk. Then from down here, you can see all of the faces of all of the astronauts, which should look pretty cool when I eventually start messing around in this base with the replay tool. And we're a bit worried about this piston though. It could be too close. I think I might have to move that. Nuts. I'm certainly going to have to move it. Alright. So I'm going to need to move this whole piston contraption back as far as I can so that I will get high enough above it. But you've now got the general idea, and I am going to build this hopefully in a bit of a time lapse. So I've got my camera angle set up right. Well, that was a lot of armor blocks. Oh man. I think I might have gotten lucky, and I suspect there are 36 blocks between the stairs, which means the chairs will fit in perfectly neatly, which I'm very happy about. I'm thinking that these 5 rows will be plenty, and that the back wall will most likely go in here on this row, which will mean I'll be able to easily hide that rotor for the hamster wheel and be able to cover up this one as well. Which seems like it's all kind of working out nicely. And I'm very happy about that. I'm going to try and place the seats in without having put the desks in, just to see what it looks like. I'm pretty sure it's going to look terrible. I'm not sure that the chairs will make it any more difficult for me to place the arm blocks, although maybe I should keep that in mind. It is possible that they will make it much more difficult. And yep, there we go. So we've got 12 seats along there, plus 2 on either end, which gives us a nice 16 per row. So 64 people can be seated in this auditorium, which is pretty big. And means that we should have enough seats for every single person in the base. That's not right. With all these seats welded up, I definitely think this feels like a proper auditorium. You can see the people all the way at the back. You can especially with these chairs. If I'd use the bench, I don't think you'd get the same feeling of there being quite so many people in here. Because these chairs are individual though, it feels like so many more people. And I am quite happy about that. But I do think we need the desks. I feel like having people's... Oh, I'm going to need to go to spectator cam to show this off properly. Seeing everyone's boots just doesn't quite seem right. I feel like this needs to be more formal and have some form of desk in front of each of them. Which means that is the next step for the seating, and then I can move on to the stuff at the front. I may need to do some colouring on this to make the desktop a bit different, because that's a big white wall in front of you. It is a pity that I can't place blocks on these things because of the volume occupied by the chairs, but I still think having the rotors on this would be excessive. I may have made a small error in judgment welding the chairs first, since some of these blocks are kind of hard to weld now that the chair's there. But I don't know whether these blocks would have then made the chairs. No, the chairs should have been easy. I should have done the chairs second, but oh. What's done is done, and I don't want to grind down all those chairs because there were a lot of components for them. Given that each one sucks up 20 of the interior plate, that's a lot of trips back and forth from the cargo container. There we go. Auditorium seating completed. I think that works pretty well. Oh. I think that works pretty well. Everybody can see, everybody has a desk. Definitely needs a paint job though. I'm not sure what colour to go with the top of the desk. Maybe what I'll do instead of going with a colour on the top of the desk is if I instead go with a grey underneath the desk. So the top of the desk is still white, but the rest of this is grey. That might work a little better. Possibly. I'll do it all and then I'll have a look from a bit further back. Yeah, I think that might work a bit nicer. This is not going to be fun to paint though. Oh no. Painting the other rows is going to be such a pain. I'm going to have to get rid of these seats to do it. No. Alright. Because that's going to be such a pain, I'm going to see what it looks like painting the top grey. Wow, is that ever going to be a pain? And fix the bit I did on the stairs. There we go. I don't hate that. Yeah, I'm going to go with that for now. Because I really don't want to have to grind down chairs just so I can paint the desks. Okay. That mostly works. I'll leave it with that for now. Because I want to get onto the front of the room. I kind of wanted to make a lectern, but I also quite like the idea of a very open lecture theatre where there's not really any lectern. But maybe I could put something over here. I don't know. I think it feels more like anyone talking in this environment would be wandering back and forth in front of a big screen up there. When I was thinking about having a lectern, I'm going to need to make it out of small blocks, and I'm not really sure where I would have hidden a rotor for that. There's not a lot of space around here to hide stuff. One of these little switch stands could work adequately for... Oh, actually, the other idea I could use, just thinking, is somewhere around the middle here. If I were to put like a little ramp and then bring the bits across, could be like I've often seen in these sorts of places where they haven't really thought through the wiring properly and they've had to wire extra stuff under the ground to where the lectern sits. So if I get rid of this interior light, turn my lights back on because it's getting kind of dark, and then do something like this. Bring that across to there, and then put another row there. You can then put slabs in between. You'll be able to walk across it. minimizes any trip hazard. Should also give me the opportunity to put a lectern in. Oh, maybe I go with half box on the side here. Just looking at that and having that lip visible is just weird. Got a little bit of a standing desk, and then on top of the desk, a programmable block will probably work well as a little computer. And since we can now write stuff on LCDs, I could put stuff on its LCD. So if I pop... No, that's right. Oh, they have to attach on the back. I'll have to do it this way. It'll let me attach just onto that. And how weird that's going to look. So I've gone in there, I've done the roof, and I've done all... Well, I've done some basic lighting. Let's go take a look. Kind of cool coming through the doors. I put in a bit of a roof. I put one of the panoramic LCD pictures up on here, but because they're intended to have 3 rows, it doesn't quite work out, but it doesn't look too bad. I'm fairly happy with my lectern. I just picked a random LCD picture to put on there, but I'll need to come up with something different or something that matches what's up here so that we can have some on one of these a picture of what's up there and on the other one some notes so the person talking has something to work from. This place could easily double as a movie theater for when you need some rec time, which is kind of cool. But I'm really happy with how this has turned out. It's a nice big open space. It's got plenty of seating for all of the crew. I think it's come together quite nicely, really. I'm sure that I will get some suggestions from you guys about ways I can improve this that I'll start implementing over the coming weeks. For now, I think we can call that pretty good. What I'm going to do now is some very, very rough work on the little cart to drive around these corridors. What I'd like it to be built with is the proper wheel and suspension, though I'm worried that that's too wide. Since what I'd really like is for this to fit through small doors as well, just in case I want it to at some point, or in case I want to put it in a little storage closet. The trouble with that is these door holes are quite small. So if I start with the 1x1 wheels, which are adequate, I reckon, for an interior vehicle like this, that's already 1, 2, 3 and a bit blocks wide. I've really only got 4 blocks of width to work with, so I'm not going to be able to have the wheels directly opposite one another. I'm going to need to do some weird stuff in order to get this to work. What I'm thinking is doing something like this. I come up, and then we place our next wheel like this. So that's should fit through the doors, maybe, I hope. The trouble with that is obviously I'm going to end up with a vehicle that's kind of a bit weirdly, it's going to drive a little bit strange, I think. But it may be all I can do. I've attached these all underneath so that I could work on the top. And I need to have a seat. Then I'll need some batteries and a remote control. And we'll just check out how this thing drives, because it's probably going to be all kinds of horrible. Control. While it moves, it is very, very weird. And what I want is strength a bit higher. Okay. Maybe I need power a little bit lower. That's more like it. I think I might have made this too tall to fit through a door. After having concentrated so much on the width, I don't think I fit vertically. Oh, I might. Oh, this is going to be annoying. How am I going to make this door stay open? Oh wait, I know. I'll go to one of the ones with a sensor on it and set the sensor up to detect vehicles. And this is why I was tempted to consider using rotors, because 2 rotors back to back with wheels attached to them would also fit in 4 blocks. The trouble is those same rotors would probably scrape on the ground. Something I'm tempted to try though. And detect small ships. Ow! Okay, that doesn't work. Okay. So that's vehicle number 1, which is terrible. Let's attempt vehicle number 2. See if we can do better the second time. I'm interested to find... I'm going to try out this rotor thing. I'm not sure that it's going to work, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. So what I've done here is something that I actually kind of like the look of, even though I'm pretty certain it's not going to work. I've got rotors simply set up with 1x1 wheels attached to the rotor parts. And I don't think that as I move those rotors, we will get any movement. Now, which rotor is which? That's what I'm going to have to find out. So that's rotor 3. And that's rotor 2. All right. So 1 and 4 are the right ones. Rotors 1 and 4. Right rotors. Save. And then 2 and 3 are left rotors. Then we should be able to take control of the remote control so that I can add stuff to my hotbar. Left rotors, increase velocity, decrease velocity. Right rotors, same deal. Hey, I do move. So if I go like this, move them together. Such a janky way to move, but I should be able to turn if I slow this one down. And then be able to turn on a point if I turn it the other way. Oops, wrong way. No! I want to reverse. That's not reverse. That, nope. That's reverse. Okay. Terribly janky, but it totally works. I wonder if I could just attach a gyroscope to this so that I could steer without having to change up the rotor settings. Oh, look at this. This is the most ridiculous thing. It looks like a mobility scooter. Oh man. Cool. If anyone knows of a script that might work with this, make sure you share it with me, because I think this could be a really fun way to have little mobility scooters going around the base. Because it's just so stupid. Oh man. From a hamster wheel to this. I'm on fire with the stupidity. Oh man, this is just too weird. I need the controls up so that I can remember what I'm doing. And I want to slow... Nope. Keep that one going fast. Slow. Change that one around. I can't believe this works. I cannot believe it works. This thing's easier to control in some ways, but it's so much less fun. Now, it is annoying that you can't add blocks to the G menu of a seat, but that's what it is. Let's see if I can turn and go through this. Oh no, no, no. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah! Fixed it. I was not expecting to be able to get out of that. That worked out nicely. No! Oh, doors. Why? Okay, let's see if we can get through this door. One last time. No! No, I don't think I fit. I think my wheels are just too fat. I could probably pull the rotors in. If I move the rotors in a little bit, they won't stick out so far, and I might fit. Don't know if I'll get clanged out by doing this, but I'm going to try it anyway. Skinny my wheels up. Let's try minus 0.06. Oh, it is not happy. It is very much not happy. I would have to... Oh, I should be able to do that. If I grind out you and then add in you. Works. Let's try this one more time. I think I've said that twice. Oh no! Ah, I just misaligned it. Oh dear. Oh, Oh, I don't think I fit. At all. I made it! Oh no! Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Uh-oh. This could end very, very badly. No. Terminal. Door. Med? No. Uh-oh. Door. Industrial door, offset. Open. Oh, okay. Stay open. Stay open. Get out of the doorway. Okay. Oh man, I came so close to dying then. Oh, that's terrifying. Let's turn off these things. Oh boy. So I can get through the doors, but I might want to turn off the auto door closing if I'm gonna do that. Oh boy. So if you guys have any ideas on how I can improve this mobility scooter, especially scripts like I mentioned before, let me know. I would love to hear them. Or if you've got an idea of a way I could make it work with the standard suspension setup, that would be cool too. Next time, I'm probably going to muck around with these a little bit more, and I think I will start to get to work on the control center. Or at least establishing the entryways, because they're going to need some security measures. So there's all that, and plenty more to come. And I will see you then. Oh boy. That was close.